You didn't make it out here today.
A negative. I did not. Why didn't I? I had a change of heart. That's why.
Okay.
Hmm.
Cool. Cool. Randy, what up?
What up,
What's shaking, man? How you doing?
dude? Trying to do deals.
Sweet.
Name of the game, Randy. Good to see you. Matt,
see
welcome
you.
aboard.
What
John,
up,
Hola.
Matt?
Mogan, Double Johns, Nicole. Turn up.
Is Carson gonna be on tonight?
Yeah, he is.
Sweet.
Fellas.
Dang, John, he's got a killer man cave, man.
Appreciate it.
Looks like a freaking bar, dude. Like nightclub.
Hey, whenever you're ready, man, we can do cigars and scotch, man. Whenever.
Hell yeah. I love it. I love it, man. Where are you from, John?
Oh man, I'm out here in Grosse Pointe, Michigan, man.
Right on.
Nice.
Hey, Carson. That's awesome, man. Are you what's your real estate experience?
I was in the real estate game back in the early '90s when I was a kid, man. I got my license back then, and me and Mark worked together for a little bit. Then I got married, got into my real gig, which is engineering. And then I was just like, you know what? Let me pick up my real estate license now that I'm working home, because of the whole pandemic. And I'm like, I found out all I got to do is just take to renew it is just take these 4-hour pre-licensure class, and then I can get back in the game.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm more so just trying to build up my base and everything, and get back started. Anybody know anything about real estate? It's all about relationships and networking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's our motto here, squatting up, which is basically just networking and working with, working with others. So yeah, man, you definitely came to the right place. Um, yeah, I just became a licensed realtor myself, and it's definitely a good time to be a realtor. So it's smart getting back in the game right now.
Okay, cool.
So
Hey,
yeah,
Michael,
man.
that house you sent me is probably a 150 house.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. I mean, just looking at it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'd be worth more if it was like brick. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah.
was
Yeah. If it
saw
had,
one that sold for 150. It didn't even. It had a garage, was detached, but like the inside looked like totally outdated, like nothing special. It was just a 3-bedroom, and it sold for 150. So
right, right. Yep, yep.
yeah. So I guess we'll hang tight for a couple more minutes and see if we get some more people in here or not. BRB.
Yeah, 150 would be a good number for that. Don't forget to leave your guys' name and number and all that good stuff in the chat, and what you're looking for and what you do. Hey,
Yep.
John, you know Mark Maupin? Is that the guy you used to work with?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
I remember Mark back when he was over there at what's that? Realty over there in Pontiac, had
Uh-huh.
it just not too far from Telegraph.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
When you get your license, what brokerage you going with?
I got a buddy of mine that when I first started out working in engineering, he pretty much now he's a broker. So I was going to start out there, but at that, how as time goes by, once you start meeting people and start introducing yourself, I'll probably look into different options and things like that.
Yep. You can contact me. I'm gonna put the notes in here. We got the broker I'm with is Villa Home,
Okay.
and we get a lot of good like REO type business. We're wholesale investor friendly,
Yeah.
and we get leads sent to us. You could choose I had 3 leads that I'm working on right now that people want to sell their house and buy a house,
Gotcha.
and it came right through the company. So easy.
Oh, okay. So there's always opportunities to get started.
Yep, for sure. Randy, you got a haircut, man. It looks good.
Thanks.
Sharp.
Matt,
That-
you got a
the one-
haircut. It looks
The one,
good.
the once a month,
I think I'm cutting mine soon, actually. Got a wedding coming up. Might just go bald.
But
Don't do that, man. Samson, man. You struggle with your hair, man.
My
Hey,
hair's
John,
Gotta
John, you said you're an
appreciate,
engineer?
yeah, networking, man.
Okay. Where are you engineering at?
I'm working the data center over there in the FCA over in Auburn Hills. So
Oh,
of course
I work there as well.
site anymore. So we're working remote from home.
Oh, okay. I work on site at in the Auburn Hills office.
Okay. Are you in the CTC building?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah. Well, we'll probably end up being there because I was over in the ICT building beforehand and hanging out in the data center all the time. But
Yeah.
with probably, I'm assuming that they're probably gonna bring everyone back at the beginning of the year, not at the end. And then
They're talking about October.
huh?
I'm talking about October.
Yeah, because they was talking about October, like 50%, coming there,
Yep.
50% capacity. So it's kind of like, I imagine they're gonna play it by ear with the numbers.
Well, anytime you want to meet up or whatever, let me know.
Man, I definitely gonna take you up on that offer.
cool. That's it. All right. I guess we could get started today. I guess I'll go first, and then Michael, you'll go next, and then we get
it.
here. All right. My name's Todd Chun. I am been doing this for 4.5 years, wholesaling. Been in the mortgage business forever. Been an agent since 2012, almost 10 years. And, I fix and flip some houses. I used to have a bunch of rentals. I have 0 rentals. I'm not proud of that. So my goal is to get some more rentals here coming soon. I squat up, love to squat up with people and help people sell their deals or help people get the deals. I'll even go run the lead if I have to and get it under contract and sell it from there. And we split it 50-50. That's a little bit about myself. And I love this game. I think wholesaling is great, man. It's freaking unbelievable. What about you, Michael?
Is there Michael Heater? I got into wholesaling about 2 years ago. Been full time for the majority of it, and just like Todd was saying, wholesaling is a great way to get into real estate. And I'm happy to be here, guys. I guess tonight we got some new faces in here. I mean, Randy and Matt, you guys are regulars, but we got some new faces in here. So kind of curious to hear about everyone else, kind of where they're at. I know, John, you were telling us you used to be in real estate and now you're getting your license again. And that's right.
Yep.
Gotcha. So it looks like
Hey, John, what type of real estate were you doing with Mark back then? Were you guys doing, was there wholesaling?
Yeah, it was wholesaling, real estate lease options, land contracts, foreclosures, working with the banks, trying to get a reduced price, with the banks and everything, and then try to see if we can find a wholesaler in the time frame. I mean, pretty much anything, as far as when it comes to investments. Excuse me, that's the little one in the background screaming.
well, that's awesome. Though you've done like some like lease option, like that's some creative financing type stuff, right? I mean, that's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
he taught me the $5 option. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that.
No, actually, no. You have to tell me. You should talk about that.
Give me one moment to get this kid under
Nah,
control.
you're good.
Okay.
I know how it goes for sure. Let's see. But yeah, lease options, that's cool. Creative financing. That's the great thing about real estate, right? Is like wholesaling is literally just like the tip of the iceberg, once you can add in those other like lease options, subject to seller financing, the whole spectrum of real estate. Like Pace Morby says, if you can put it on paper and write it down, it could be negotiated into a real estate deal. So that gives you an idea of how broad you can be.
Yeah. Basically, because if you want to try to like renew your lease option if it already expired, and you basically could put down a $5, deposit back with them, and then they can renew that whole option agreement all over again. I used to love that, man.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. When you get someone don't want her where they don't want the house, you could pretty much do anything, right? For sure.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
That's awesome. We should do a creative financing. There's my kid. If anyone was wondering, hey son, how you doing, big guy? Yeah, we should do a whole segment one of these weeks on creative financing. That's something that I'm not super familiar in, but we could have someone like John on here talk about lease options. And have you ever done like subject twos, John, back then?
What was that again?
Subject to the original mortgage, where you keep the mortgage in the borrower's name, but you take the property, you deed the property over to yourself.
Yeah, you can do like a quick claim deed. We'd do it where you could be able to, back then, I'm not sure how it is done now, but we can be able to tie up the property and be able to sell it and be able to transfer it over to the new homeowner without us having to put any of our money involved in it. So,
Yeah.
that was real cool, creative. You're probably familiar with Ken Nickel. If you guys know, that's probably, that used to be Mark's right-hand man. So he was the one that pretty much would teach you all those little loopholes in the contracts and everything like that. So, I mean, you guys have met Ken?
Yeah, Ken's great.
Yeah, Ken's a great guy, man. He's the guy that really knows how the details in contracts should go.
Yep, for sure. Yep. What about you, Courtney? What type of real estate are you in?
So my husband and I are just getting started in wholesaling. We live in Southern California. I grew up in Livonia. So we're doing a kind of like a two-prong approach, calling on kind of the suburbs of, the Detroit area. So, Livonia, Wayne, Redford, Garden City, Taylor, blah, blah, blah. And then we're also calling in our local market. We live in what's considered the Inland Empire in Southern California, as well as driving for dollars out here. And I'm back a couple times, 2 to 3 times a year in Michigan to see my family. So I'm also going to be actually next month around the 4th of July coming back out. And I have a whole list to door knock. So we're literally like just getting started. Like I just figured out today how to pull a skip trace list into Podio. So, we both have sales background. So it's going to be us cold calling, and kind of testing things out for the next couple of months, and then we'll see where it goes. I know a lot of people use, VAs and have massive marketing campaigns, so we're just going to have to, see where this goes.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, Livonia is a really, really hot market now, here for sure. It's kind of crazy. Feel free to reach out to me if you need any boots on the ground, or if you need me to run an appointment or anything like that. We could, or if you have any questions about anything. Regarding, just to tell you
Absolutely.
where I'm at regarding marketing and things like that. I don't do any I don't have any VAs. I do have a transaction coordinator VA. I really don't do any marketing. I just make phone calls, and I get leads. People call me and I help them out and things like that. It works out really well. But I am starting to do a couple of other, I got a couple more marketing. I guess I'm gonna do some marketing here. I'm big into the foreclosure, but since COVID, there's no foreclosures. So I go to the Wayne County auction and the Oakland, Macomb, and Genesee County auction. So
Okay, so you're buying them from auction?
either, well, I really don't buy them at the auction. I usually go get the deed from the owner.
Okay.
There's a way of doing that. So you get the deed, and then you got 6 months to sell it, if you own the
Okay.
deed, even if it gets bought at auction, the redemption period here. Yeah, that's a different game, but it's pretty interesting,
So is that basically a pre-foreclosure then? How are you finding that lead?
No, it's actually when it goes to auction, it's pre-foreclosure till it goes to auction. And then when it goes to auction, um, whoever buys it at the auction has 6 months before it actually is theirs. And the
Okay.
owner of the property has a 6-month redemption period.
Hmm.
I'll go to the owner and buy it from the owner.
Okay.
And then,
Okay. That's very smart.
yeah, and then now I have a 6-month redemption period.
Okay.
Either, sell it, wholesale it, pay off. Somehow I got to pay off that within 6 months.
I see.
The person that bought it, if no one buys it at the auction, then it goes back to the bank, and then you got 6 months to pay off the bank, whatever that opening bid was at the auction,
Okay.
so. Yeah, I can't wait till those come back. I think Genesee County, actually, the auction's already started up again. But nothing in Macomb, Oakland, or Wayne County as of right now.
Yeah, I'm so curious as to, because there's been a nightmare story out here where it wasn't a foreclosure, but somebody bought a house, and the sellers would not leave. So they owned the house and they were in for like 6 months. That this wasn't even a foreclosure. So it's pretty wild.
I heard about that story, actually.
Yeah. Insane.
Yep. Yep. Great. Hey, Christina, how are you?
Hi, all. I thank you for having this. I was literally scrolling through one of the Facebook groups and saw that it started. It was 8:02 and I jumped on. So I'm originally from Canton, moved away for the past 17 years, just moved back to Livonia in November. So now I'm kind of at a place where the corporate burnout is real, and I'm ready to start figuring out how to not continue to,
Nice.
9 to 5 be my only answer.
Sure.
We've put, I think, 8 or 9 offers on single family, multifamily homes since we've moved back. And people are buying all cash, no inspection, all of that. And we're just a little bit at a loss. And wholesaling was kind of my first interest. And then we let's buy and hold. But now it's just getting so hard to try to buy and hold that I thought we might as well jump back into the wholesaling education for ourselves and then learn from others.
Your buy and hold strategy, are you looking for financing, or are you paying some cash? What are you, private lending?
Some of the first houses that we were looking at, we were gonna pay all cash. And then we've also considered trying to go private money to try and just get it all cash and then finance. And we're, we're still learning, like we
Sure.
started educating ourselves in December. So that's why these things are important to come and learn from all of you, the pros.
Well,
Yeah. And I was gonna say with Christina, with I know you're saying your difficulty, you're putting in offers and obviously getting beat out, and that's the power of wholesaling, right? Is it allows you to be first to those deals, right? So you find that seller before they even take their property to market. So I mean, that's the power of wholesaling, and why I feel like just about any real estate investor, no matter if your end game is buy and hold or fix and flip, whatever, wholesaling just gives you that opportunity to be first to the deal, right? So I think it's definitely smart of you to get back into it. Because yeah, you just get first to the deal, and if you want to wholesale it, great, or if you want to keep it as a buy and hold, so it should definitely definitely bring you more opportunities.
I think the place that we got stuck at when we were originally, we did do some driving for dollars and looked up a couple of houses on the assessor's website and all that, but we're worried about what to say when we actually get somebody on the phone, and then dealing with contracts. So those were our kind of two hiccups that we're now, I think, going to delve back into and start, seeing what kind of the contract has to be, right? It's off market, so it doesn't have to be the state contract. You can kind of create your own or utilize your network contracts.
And remember, keep it simple. All you got to say is, hello, Mr. Seller, are you interested in selling your property? That's it.
And then let them talk.
Yeah.
Right. Don't overcomplicate it. Right. And then just, let go from there. And yeah, as far as, contracts work, I mean, we can share.
Yeah.
I think, Todd, don't you use the.
Yeah, you could send me, put your email address, and I could send you a contract, a purchase agreement I use, and I could send you an assignment agreement. If you have any questions, it's very simple.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, for sure. And you, since you're like a buyer, so not just, you want to wholesale, and like Michael said, you could buy it. You might want to look at for sale by owners. They're not like, on the MLS, you got people, everyone's making 20 offers, right? And cash, no inspections, over. So for sale by owners, they're not getting killed as hard with everyone going to them. So you might want to call them, and you're not calling them as an agent, you're calling them as a potential buyer,
Yeah.
and that might be a good way, to go look at it and maybe negotiate it down a little bit. And look, I could pay, like you said, if you have a private lender, you could pay cash, refinance it later, or pay cash and hotel it, clean it up, throw it on the market, and make more money,
Yeah, definitely a good idea.
I just went ahead and dropped the one I use, Christina, in the chat. And for anyone else, if they're interested,
I see.
taking a look at the purchase
Thanks so
agreement.
much.
Yeah, and if you had any questions about it, you could always just reach back to us. But it's pretty simple and everything's in layman terms, like a page and a half. So it's super buyer friendly, and obviously wholesale friendly as well. So you could tweak it however you wanted to. So yeah, there's that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Hey, Michael, is there any deal, a certain deal this week, or that you're working on that you want to share? All that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I will say one of my newest ventures is PPC, Google Ads, and I'm happy to say I started on the 15th, and from the 15th in the last 10, 11 days, whatever day it is, I've just contracted a property out in Lansing, motivated seller, and just had buyers go through there today, and it's looking like that's going to turn out to be a pretty good deal. And then I actually went real outside my comfort zone and actually bought a mobile home for $2,000 there in Saginaw, just to flip it, just to immediately resell it. So as soon as I get the title in the mail, it's already all cleaned out and everything good to go. I've already shown like 2 people that are interested and say, hey, listen, as soon as I get the title in the mail, one of you guys can buy it from me if you're still interested. So that was also came from a PPC Google Ads campaign. So kind of exciting stuff. I'm kind of an
Hey,
anomaly.
Michael,
Yep.
I'm curious what the cost per click is in your market.
That's great. Great question, Courtney. I'll tell you this much, very little.
Oh my
Very
God.
little. Like,
It's like $65 out here.
no, I would have to double. This is a new campaign, and it's it's managed by a management company or whatever. So they have full control over it or whatever. I don't even really know the KPIs associated with it yet, but I will say it's like between like $5 to $10 a click.
Awesome.
Campaign. So yes. So, and I'm marketing the entire state of Michigan, right? So that's another like strategy to kind of keep your cost per click, cost per lead low, right? So I'm not targeting like Detroit or Flint. So that's how I pulled a deal out of Lansing, you know. And don't get me wrong, you're gonna get deals that like just absolutely don't make sense. Like I had a lead coming from the UP, and I was just like, it's just not gonna work for me, you know.
I actually have family up in the UP. So if you have a deal, send it my way and I can have somebody come out and take photos for you. So
Gotcha. Yeah, and I'm not saying like I couldn't, and I appreciate you saying that, and I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just gonna throw every lead like that away, but that lady wasn't super motivated and wanted retail and stuff. So, but you know, you're gonna get that with any marketing campaign, right? You're gonna get those leads that just aren't gonna convert. So yeah, needless to say, I'm pretty happy. I'm definitely an anomaly when it comes to it. The guy was saying, you know, or just in general, you typically don't see results like that so quick, but it was really almost pretty much immediately after having him take over compared to my old campaign that I was running. I've started getting leads coming in. So yeah, so I'm happy with the pay-per-click so far.
what is your website, if you don't mind sharing?
I'll drop it in the comments. It starts with offer dot something.
Real plugged into it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just I'm pretty, you know, I paid and he manages it all. I'm pretty hands off with it entirely. You know, I just get the leads when they come in, and I don't know.
It's pretty awesome, actually.
You know, I went the route of, okay, I hired someone off Fiverr and had her manage my campaign, and I was using my old CRM for my landing page and was, you know, was getting leads, but just never produced a deal. And honestly I felt like I was just kind of throwing money away. So I put it into hands of somebody professional, and yeah, so far so good. So
Hey, Michael, that Haverhill deal in Detroit, where did you get that at?
that was cold call.
Was it?
You know, that was a cold call lead, just like the majority of all my leads or deals have come from. That was a cold call one. So
we had that deal at 60 grand, and then an agent got involved, and right.
Would have been a real banger then, but
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, that's another good deal, and that one came through consistent follow-up too. So that one's still going to turn out to be a pretty decent deal. But that's actually the website or the landing page. You guys can check it out and see. I mean, like I said, I'm happy so far, and so I'm looking forward to, you know, putting more money into it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that in Fairway, was that PPC? What was that? Cold call also?
Fairway. Which one is that?
That's the one in Southfield.
Okay. That one is okay. That was a cold call. Yeah. That was cold call. Sorry. I'm exhausted today for some reason. But yeah,
no problem.
That one also came from following up. That guy we originally reached out to in March. So of course, guys, remember to, you know, the fortunes in the follow-up, right? I originally talked to that guy in March, and he wanted 46K back then. So by the time I finally was able to get him back on the phone, because he'd been ducking and dodging me ever since, he was like, okay, I'm literally like, I'm about to list it with this guy, who's a realtor buddy of mine, and he wanted 55K at this point. I was like, listen, like, let's not worry about the realtor. Like, let's get this deal done cash. Bada bing, bada boom, and got that one locked up. And yeah, that just, and again, came from following up. So, you know, don't forget to do that, guys. Very important. Have some sort of system in place. I'm
Yeah.
not even a systems type guy, even if it's just a Google sheet, Google lead sheet, or, you know, have someone set up a Podio for you, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely want to have some sort of follow-up system.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
yep.
So those two deals that we're just talking about, the one on Haverhill and Fairway, like Haverhill, like I was saying, we had that at 60 grand. I went and looked at the house and met with the lady and loved the house. I knew the neighborhood. It was in Detroit and in Morningside, which is a really nice neighborhood, or the up and coming neighborhood. I knew the house was worth, fixed up nice. It was in the 140, 150 mark. But or actually there was a house for 160 a block away. And so I knew it was there. And so 60 was a killer deal. We're gonna market it at like 75,000 and we would have had no problem. Then I went and met with, then the lady was dodging us after. She said, I got to show it to my sister and this and that. Anyway, long story short, she finally called Mike or me back or Michael back. I can't remember which one. Oh, no. She talked to Michael and wanted me to call her. So I called her back, talking to her, and she says, listen, the agent that I was working with has offered 70,000 cash. I guess he wasn't going to list it or anything. And then I just asked her, I said, well, I don't blame you. You should take the 70,000. I go, but do I have an opportunity to come up to 72,000? And if I could do that, I don't even know if I can, but if I could, would that work? And she took her about 3 seconds and she said, yes. So right when she said that, because I still had a good feeling I'm going to sell it for close to $80,000. Okay. Even though I was at 75 before, I wasn't trying to get, we're at 60 to 75. I just wanted to sell it even faster. It's just going to take me a minute to sell it for 80. And so I got so she signed the contract finally. And I knew I only had one opportunity to get back in this house because I told her I'd close by the end of the month. This was, what was it? This Monday? No, Saturday. That just passed Saturday. And I had to close Friday. So we're working on closing this Friday. So long story short, I set an appointment for 2 guys to come there Saturday to look at it at 11 a.m. And on my way there, they called me and one guy can't make it. And the other guy said, I'm going to pass. So now I'm going there by myself. And so went and looked at it again, talking to her. And I told Michael, I'm just going to buy it myself and just throw it on the market for 99,000 as is. It was a clean house, needed repairs. And then the one guy that couldn't see it, that really wanted it, he bugged me that day, the next day, like 4 days in a row. And I said, listen, I can't get you back inside of it because I know the buyer. He's got to go in there. He's got to bring his contractor through. He's got to talk to his private lender. And I said, I don't have time for that. And if I buy it, I'm listing it. I'm not going to wholesale it. So long story short, he finally said, look, I'll buy it for 78,000. So, and I'd rather not spend the money, the 72,000, and buy it. I'd rather just take the quick money, get it over with. And that's how we did it. So, and, and the same thing with the Southfield deal on Fairway. The day before he was getting the contract signed, we had a lockbox on there. I brought my buyer through there And I don't know if you even knew that, Mike. I brought him by there before he had it signed that morning or the next morning. And so he gave me a price. I put the price real high. I put it at 80,000, and he came down low. I can't remember where we even sold it for. I don't even remember, but that one's closing Tuesday. So it's all about, to me, it's about once you get a deal, I want to close in 7 to 10 days, you know. And if it takes longer, if it takes 30 days, there's something in my mind, there's something wrong with the deal,
Yeah.
the price, or it's just not that good of a deal.
Right. Yes.
I
Quick
know
question:
that.
How do you get past that with the FOIA reports? Just waiting for a FOIA. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's the problem in Detroit for sure. You can't get past that. That's the when there's a FOIA, yeah, it's gonna be 30 days. It might be more. You know, they say it takes 2 to 3 weeks. Before, I would say 2 months ago, I had a setup where I could get those things in less than 5 days. And before COVID, you could get them pretty fast. You just email, I would send an email to them